year and have had in years past, but take a moment on excellence in agriculture. And I was talking with Commissioner of Agriculture Gary Black, and we're talking about the value of agritourism. And that's really one thing
Right.
that when the Excellence in Ag Committee met, you have to remember that agriculture is not just row crops. And we honored Mr. Jim Fountain last year, a dear, dear man, and the definition of servant leadership. And he was an extension agent for so many years on a local level and a regional level. But agriculture just has a lot of different areas, and agritourism is one of the fastest growing areas in agriculture. And the Wayne County value is actually more than 156 million, I believe. Not Wayne County, Georgia. Georgia value is 156 million. But Commissioner Black, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Commissioner Black had not had this to say: non-farmers, our customers, have always enjoyed our Georgia-grown products. Now they want an experience. The Popple family really excels in exceeding customer expectations. They provide great leadership in the agritourism sector. So I thought that was just that I just mentioned their name to him, and he was able to immediately respond about the quality of work that they do.
Well, the corn maze is a big thing with the Paul's Farm, just nationwide, listed every year. They said you're going to make the announcement who's going to be in the corn maze in August. So I thought it was going to be, I was disappointed. No Donald Trump. I thought maybe being a political year, they go politics, but they said no.
I'm so glad she said no.
I'm doing that. So, but
it's going to be interesting.
But like we have them on every year, and they talk about, and like they mentioned last night, the great thing about that, all the kids that go out there and have that experience and see their eyes. So there's just, it's great to see them honored last time. So,
exactly right.
And do have to mention the food. The food was excellent. Liz and the country club staff did a great job.
Yes.
The shrimp, I could eat those all night long. The shrimp were to die for. Just the primary was, it was just an excellent meal.
It was very enjoyable.
And it was good. It went quickly. They did a good job of it. Right. It was good.
Yes.
They did just
Thanks
the whole.
To our team captains.
The whole thing was just organized well. I thought it just went well. The seating, and thank goodness they had a good sound system. I talked to you about
yes,
that.
Yes.
I don't know who came to the sound system, but kudos to the sound system.
Liz Butch helped with the Pine Forest Country Club, and then Bruce Harris played the piano and did a fabulous job.
Did
He's
a great
with
job with the national anthem as well.
And yes, and the national anthem with Calvary Baptist Church, and he helped do the sound check, and so we really made sure we had a really good sound system.
Can't mention that. Last year was really tough, but this year
we went, it seemed that bad mic problems followed us.
I told when Christy took over the chamber, I told her, I said, conscious effort, somebody has to get together because you get all these events, and the sound system for some reason is just.
But we were doing sound checks. We were doing fairness to the guys that were there. They were doing sound checks, just mess up during the event.
It was just very. So kudos for the sound system. It went extremely well. So,
and we let's not fail to mention our team that was responsible for last night. Yes. Christy, of course, had a huge hand in helping pull it together. But Cheyenne at the chamber was involved in it, and then our committee was Jim Poindexter and Hallie Graham with Rainier, and those guys did a great job pulling this event together. And this is Jim's second year actually. Being the sponsor, chairman, or co-chairman, I'm not sure what we call him, of this event, but just a great job.
It was nice to see last night, too. You had representatives from all the different governing agencies. David Perdue had a representative there. Jared Downs was there. Johnny Austin. So it was well representation of our state government and national leaders as well.
We did, and that's something you're going to hear us talk a lot about this coming year, Bob, is partnerships, and let's bring our community together. And the chamber really does want to be, and plans to be, and will be, that unified voice for the business community. And whether it's to our local government, our city and county folks were there last night, and I just want to give them a big thank you. And then our state folks were there. Bill Werkheiser was there. Incoming Blake Tillery was there. Unfortunately, Chad was out of town and could not attend. And then our national guys had representatives there. Judd was there for Buddy Carter. As you mentioned, Jared was there for Senator Isaacson, and just great representation through all levels of government. And we want to work with our community and our state and our national folks on issues that are important to our business community in Wayne County.
We played a portion of your speech on the news. You outlined your vision, so I just give you an opportunity to do that here.
I actually will give you the short version here.
All right.
The 4 points that I really hit on was promoting economic vitality and strength in Wayne County, and just really focusing on supporting our strategic partner, the Industrial Development Authority, and its executive director, Dale Keith, both in bringing in new jobs and also in focusing on our businesses that are already here. And I talked about the fact that 80% of new businesses actually come from 80% of new jobs come from existing businesses. And so we really want to support our strategic partner. Second, we will be a leading public policy advocate for business people. Again, that unified voice for the business community. And then thirdly, we will continue to provide valuable services to our members. We've had folks ask in the past, why should I be a chamber member? What do I get for it? And we really want to answer that question for them loudly, and then we want them to be able to answer that question and become an advocate for why someone else should join the chamber. And to that end, we actually want to promote our upcoming membership orientation for new members.
It's for new members and existing members, and even those who are interested in joining the chamber. It's wide open. It's going to be on Thursday, August the 11th at the train depot, and from 8:30 to 9 will be like a connection event, a little meet and greet, a little networking, and then the program will start from 9 to 10. And along with myself, I'll have David Lewis there from the UGA Small Business Development Center. He'll be there too to give a little presentation to all to help, the smaller businesses get started and just answer some questions. And he comes here on a regular basis too.
Again, if you just joined us, Christy Carter and Joy Burks Mixon Studio talking about the last night's 4th annual Legacy Dinner. Someone just texted in and let me know that Mark McGregor helped out with the sound system as well on Wednesday night. So,
yes, good news of Mark McGregor.
Mark McGregor.
Thank you, Mark McGregor.
You mentioned last night something interesting. You said that, the chamber, like I said, they're trying to find out what chamber members want. They said they polled the members. So I'm just curious, what's the response? What are the chamber members looking for? What are they seeking from the chamber?
They're wanting more communication, sharing information about the chamber and involved in their community. They want to also see one of the big things is the educational part. We polled them to find out what type of educational needs they needed to help them grow their businesses, and a lot of it was social media. That's the way things are going now, and it's real heavy. So social media, they just want to hear us. They just want to be more plugged in and want to hear more from us from what we're doing.
Okay.
And it ties back into that, becoming the voice for their businesses. And it ties into listening to them and polling them often. That was just sort of an initial poll that Christy, as I said last night, she has really hit the ground running. And she put it out there and will continue to put it out there to ask them what it is they need, what it is they want, and then strive to produce in response to their needs.
I thought one of the best lines of the night, I can't remember who said it. They said, if you don't like what's going on in the chamber, you need to get involved in the chamber.
That was Kent. That was Kent. And that is one of his big themes. And it's absolutely true. If you don't like, we want you involved. Come and tell us what you think we may not be doing correctly, or we may not be doing enough of, or we may not be doing it all. Come and get involved. The chamber is an organization of volunteers, from myself to everyone else that's involved on the board, the executive committee, and everyone that chairs events and volunteers behind the scenes. Everyone is a volunteer. So this is your community organization. Please feel free to get involved. We would welcome you with open arms.
They just graduated a leadership wing class. I understand this leadership wing class, people are dying to get into the program right now. It's amazing. It's amazing the interest in that program. At one time, it was just really stagnant, but now it's really taken off. And I understand, how many people did you say?
We had over 24 applicants. I mean, well over 24. I believe it's the most that we've ever had. And 14 folks will be chosen. So, we're very pleased with that number.
Listen, I had a page in my speech, an entire page to talk about Leadership Wayne. And I thought, well, I might should cut it down a little bit. So I didn't talk about Leadership Wayne, but I am such a huge proponent for Leadership Wayne. I always say it, but thank you again to those that were involved in the former program before it took a leave of absence, so to speak. And then thank you to Jody Ammons and John Benner for restarting that program in 2011, I think. And since that time, wow, it's just an amazing program. And they have identified, Jody, John, and then now Cora, Donnie, they have identified folks that want to get involved, that want to give back to our community. And from that, these guys have really taken what they've learned throughout the year and brought it back to Wayne County and done something with it. We've had numerous folks run for elected office. We've had, I think this year's class is working on a red light, talking to our state officials at Joey Williamson Road. It's needed. And so they're really taking what they learn in this program. In leadership programs, we always ask, when I taught them, we always ask, we're teaching you these principles, but so what? So what? If we teach them to you and you do nothing with them, then it's a pointless exercise. But if we teach them to you and you take them and break them down of how it affects you and applies to you and what you're trying to do, and in this case to their community, and try to do something with that, then that's where the difference is, and that's how you make a difference.
The programs I like, they mentioned them last night. You have the post-legislative breakfast or the kickoff luncheon, and then you have the post-legislative when they come back, and when those have been well attended, we'll have that again. But it's good to see that every year they get all representation there to discuss it, and that's what I stress to people. Like I said, people sit back and they complain about what's going on in Atlanta, what's going on. Here's your perfect opportunity to come meet these people face to face and get to know them. And as well as anybody, they're always willing to give you their phone number, their email, and they want to be heard from their constituents. So, but the chamber provides that opportunity to meet these people face to face, and it's good to see most people take advantage of that.
It is, and listen, I talk to these guys a lot, speaking of our elected officials, and they tell me they all represent numerous counties, and they tell me that nobody does it quite like Wayne County, and they're always happy to come here. They know what to expect. We never give them the questions, but we always tell them probably going to talk about healthcare, education, whatever the hot topics are that year. And so they don't come in feeling like they're going to be ambushed. They come in feeling like they're coming into a community that wants to know what's going on and what they've been doing on behalf of their community. And the state officials have just had great things to say about the chamber and the team that puts on these events. And I can't say enough about Brian Griffiths and Gary Sanchez. And Brian is chair of government affairs this year, and I think that's extremely appropriate. But they will continue. And as you said, I think people are listening to what you're saying because they've continued to grow. We had eggs and issues at Sybil's for I don't even know how many years. And we hated to leave, but we just didn't have enough space. Right. Everybody was tripping over one another. And so we moved it to Coastal Pines Technical College, and it just continues to grow.
Good thing Sybil's still committed. That's
exactly right. We brought Sybil's with us.
Still as good as that. Chris, you've been there a couple months. The chamber continues to grow. There's still plan for the chamber to move in with the IDA.
Yes,
when will that take place?
Still finalizing the plans and actually who's going to do the construction work, and then from there 3 months out. So I haven't heard quite the date yet, but it's getting close. And I in the fall, I expect sometime in the fall.
And it's been emphasized too, the working relationship between the chamber and the IDA, to be under the same roof will probably be a good benefit as well.
Yes, we think we are very excited about moving into the same building with the IDA. We think it'll be a plus for the community. You've got two organizations that are focused on making life better in Wayne County and bringing in new jobs and growing existing industries, and we'll be under the same roof, and we will continue to be two separate organizations, but Christy and Dale will be right down the hall from one another, and they can bounce things off one another and talk with one another. And if we have a prospect that comes into town looking if we're the right place for them to put their business and open a new business, then Dale has a resource in Christie, because what the chamber really does do, in addition to, I've talked about all these things. My last point last night was promoting activities that improve the economy and the quality of life. And quality of life still has a huge place in that economic development toolbox. And companies are looking for, when we bring our employees here, what are they going to do? You know, they're going to work during the day, but what are their kids going to do? And we can say, hey, we've got a great school system, and come, we'll do that. We've got lots of activities. We've got parades and concerts and businesses that will meet your needs. And so that quality of life piece is so important. And having both organizations under one roof, we're really excited about the possibilities.
And Chris, I said you've been there a couple of months. It's amazing how many people stop in at the chamber when they first come through town, seeking all kinds of information, right?
There's a lot of folks that drop through that office, especially where we're located. But the curve going into the train depot, they'll take that road before they get to the train depot trying to get tickets. So that's one thing. But people ask all kinds of information. They'll need information on how to rent the gazebo. They'll want something from where's the tag office? Who do I need to call for rental of a certain a gazebo or something in another park? Just a variety of things. Where can I find a good place to eat? Where can I find a good place to shop? I mean, we get those kind of calls too. I mean, a lot of new people coming in, and that's why it's important you're a chamber member.
Because you get promoted when that happens.
Exactly.
Marquee.
Yes,
Okay,
we are keeping the marquee.
You're still no matter who else may rent that building.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, we will have the capabilities of manpowering it from where we're going to be. Okay. So yes.
Well, good. And one of the good things I heard last night was, you know, a lot of the award winners, a lot of things went on. You had native Wayne County, and mentioned. So folks have been here a long time and want to see the community grow. We got a lot of new folks here that have moved here in the last 10, 15 years that have hit the ground running and are becoming native Wayne Countyans. But a lot of these folks have been around here a long time, and it was good to hear they're still active. And as for Leadership Wayne, if you take a look at the Leadership Wayne classes that were back before 2011, I was part of it, several other folks. Those are today's community leaders, and now putting it over to a new generation of this new leadership classes they're going through right now. And so if folks are able to become a member, get part of that Leadership Wayne, it'd be a great thing to do. You know, all this is volunteer organizations. The chamber and so many other organizations are volunteer, folks. If you want to get involved, they're looking, okay? Because so just if you've got an organization out there that you want to be part of, just give Christy a call or Dale, give anybody a call, whatever organization it may be, and try to volunteer.
I think that's a great point, Butch. And I'm so glad you said that, because I think we don't talk about the old Leadership Wayne classes enough, but you're exactly right. If you look at the graduates and the graduation list from those classes, they are today's community leaders.
Yeah, one of them's a mayor right now. Oh, just
that's exactly right. So, and it's amazing that we just have that kind of talent in our community, and that it's bubbled up. It's interesting to me that, you know, my high school principal, Mr. Larry Cooper, always started the morning with "the cream will always rise to the top," and that's absolutely true wherever you are. And Leadership Wayne graduates also have become Leadership Georgia graduates, and we have a lot of Leadership Georgia graduates in our community, and I think that just continues to say positive things about Wayne County when we send out some of our best to be our representatives in the state.
Well, hats off, Christy. Joy for the great banquet last night. I wasn't able to go, but from what I hear and everything, it was just a fantastic event. Everybody enjoyed it. A lot of good awards handed out. Good synergism from this will go forth and have a great year for the chamber for 2016-2017.
Listen, we can't thank you guys enough. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for promoting the community. And thank you for always supporting the chamber.
Glad to. All right, y'all have a good day.
You too.
All right, the world famous Butch and Bob Show brought to you by Mike Bridge Ford and Blackshear, Jessup Premium Storage out here on the Waycross Highway, by Parker Insurance and Realty on Macon Street in downtown Jessup across from the Heritage Bank, and brought to you by Drury Diesel, located at the intersection of First and Cherry Street in the old Walker Chevrolet Service Department. 8:31. Let's check in the latest news from Fox News Radio.